Checking roasts for doneness cannot be done by touch, guessing, or by following general rules of thumb with any accuracy. Even charts or guidelines of minutes per pound are merely estimations, as the variables that affect doneness are endless. The shape and size of the roast, the true temperature of the oven, if and for how long the roast was tempered, whether the roast is bone-in or boneless, all of these things will have an impact on roasting times, which makes it impossible to give foolproof times. So when testing large cuts of meat for doneness, the best instrument is a thermometer. Checking for doneness should begin around the 2/3 mark of the total estimated roasting time. Remove the roast from the oven and quickly close the oven door to maintain the proper oven temperature. Using the thermometer and your fingertips, try to gauge the center point of the roast by using your fingers as a marker. From the side, estimate the center of the roast again and insert the thermometer up to your fingers. Inserting it from the side will prevent you from hitting the bones, which will give an inaccurate reading. Depending on the quality of your thermometer, it can take up to 30 seconds before an accurate reading is established, so be patient. Depending on how large the roast is, it will take quite a while for the center to reach 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is still very rare. But it is important to note that once it reaches the 100-degree mark, it will take much less time to reach the desired doneness. Continue to cook the roast. Depending on the size, the temperature you're cooking the roast at, and how you like your meat done, this may only take another 15 minutes or so. Test the roast again. Once the internal temperature registers at least 5 to 10 degrees less than your preferred doneness, it is imperative that you stop roasting. For example, to achieve a medium rare to medium doneness, which is between 130 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, this roast just needs to reach about 125 degrees Fahrenheit. It is hard for us to give exact times or degrees as to how long to cook a roast, as there are so many variables. Once you roast a few prime ribs, you'll become more familiar with when to stop roasting to achieve the best results. It is better to have the meat a bit undercooked, as carryover cooking will continue to cook the roast during the resting period, which will bring the temperature closer to the appropriate doneness. Depending on the temperature in which the roast was cooked at and the size of the roast, carryover cooking can increase the overall temperature by 5 to as much as 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Note: the hotter the oven during roasting, the greater this increase will be. So keep this in mind when checking for doneness and when gauging to take the meat out of the oven. It is better to start checking sooner than later.